All right, y'all. It is Wednesday, and if we're gonna say Wednesday in Japanese, we actually just learned this the other day. 今日は水土曜日です. Suiyobi So I was actually doing some vocab work yesterday, and at first I was really struggling with the days of the week. It's Getsuyobi, Kayobi, Suiyobi, Mokuyobi, Kinyobi, Doyobi, Nichiyobi. So it was actually really cool because it was like the first aha moment I had when I was like learning Japanese outside of verb conjugation, when I realized, oh, all you have to change is turn like the letter into like the E syllable or just cut off the ru when you cut it out. But so with Wani Kani, I've actually already covered some of the kanji used in the days of the week. And all I needed to know was their onyobi reading. So at first, like when I was just looking at it at face value, I was like, oh, this is so hard to memorize. It's such a weird word. And then I just realized it's the same exact kanji that I already learned. So I just had to associate like an element to the day of the week. So for instance, Gitsuyobi is the kanji for moon at the beginning, which you could say Gatsu or Getsu. So I just associated moon with Monday, so Gitsuyobi. And then the Tuesday is associated with fire because the fire is ka or hi. If you use the onyobi version of it, so I know it's the fire kanji, and then the day of the week, so kayobi. And then water is suiyobi, but water is also mitsu, but that's like when you're actually saying water in a sentence, but the kanji actually is pronounced sui. So I can say suiyobi. So that was pretty cool to know. It made learning the days of the week a little bit easier. Outside of that, we didn't hit the gym today. We're having a rest day. We went really heavy on legs on Monday and really heavy on chest yesterday, so I kind of needed some fresh air today, especially after the long work day today. I'm just absolutely drained, and we are still going balls to the wall all the way up until next Friday because we're pretty much working through the weekend. So it's going to be a long one. We're going to knock out our hour of Japanese. Unfortunately, we didn't get to our kanji this morning. I had an early meeting I had to get to and some pop-ins. But we are going to get our kanji done, a little bit of vocab work going, and then we're going to relax a bit. And watashi wa hotel de anime o mimasu. I'm going to watch some anime at the hotel. So let's get after it. We are going to cut it right about there. The time lapse was only 40 minutes, but we aren't necessarily done yet. A lot of the vocab work that I'm about to do now to finish up the rest of the chapter is going to be my Anki deck, which is on my phone. But pretty much what you could see what we've been doing on pretty much our kanji, because eventually the goal is I do want to pass like the N5s and things like that. But pretty much what I'm doing, I said pretty much like 3 times now. So I'm going through these decks of my kanji for the N5 kanji, and then I'm adding into them like sentence structures. Like for instance, this kanji is mai, or it could be name, or it could be gozen. But I'm adding them into sentences because for me, I'm not much of like I could just see it and learn it type of person. I'm a very contextual learner. So like for instance, if I saw this kanji just alone without these sentences, I probably couldn't piece together all the meanings right from my head, but by seeing other words associated with these, like for instance, toke wa noto no mai desu. The watch is in front of the notebook, pretty much. And this one is, I'm adding in contextual sentences just to make it easier to memorize. Like for instance, I never knew the kanji. I knew name for name, namae wa, but I didn't know the kanji for it. But because I add namae wa, Christu-san desu, I know it's talking about name, so I could associate that with name. And then the last one we have here, same thing with gozen. I know what gozen means, I just never knew what the kanji was, so I just add something in. Gozen ni, this is shigoto ga shimasu. So even shigoto, like I'm looking at this right here, and I wouldn't originally know that shigoto, but that kanji, just because of the context of that sentence, I could piece it together in my mind. So this is kind of making me work a little bit more to like comprehend some of the kanji I'm learning. On top of that, we are still working on our Wani Kani. Right now, we've actually made great progress. I'm actually about to start level 3, I want to say, which is honestly exactly where I want to be. Right now, we are at 49, 53 kanji learned, and we are at 97, 102 vocab words that we learned through Wani Kani. So it's a great, just option to have. I mean, I'm not saying you need to learn kanji right away. This is just personally I like to do for my Japanese studies because I could almost gamify it. I mean, there's nothing better than going in here and seeing all these ones that you mastered and you gain together. Eventually, once it gets burned, it means it's purged completely into your memory. But it sees how much progress you have left. You could go through like different levels. It goes all the way up to I think level 70 or 80, I believe. So it's just a fun way to learn kanji. And I see no reason if I do want to eventually go for Japanese proficiency tests, which eventually I do like to do some work and sales with some Japanese. I see no reason why I can't learn kanji now because I'm going to have to eventually, whether or not I can speak it or not. So it's going to be a lot easier now just building my kanji basis compared to not doing it until much later. So that's what we all have for Japanese today. Not too much of a crazy day by any means. I mean, we've had a hectic work week, so it's only going to get more and more hectic. So, I mean, don't expect too much, but we're also going to get our Japanese done. Now we're going to sit down and do some vocab work with Chapter 4 and with our daily words from the 2000, the Core 2000 Japanese words. So we're going to get that done now, and then I'm going to relax and watch some TV. So I'll catch y'all tomorrow.